4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Alright, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Isa na namang special na pagtalakay ngayong gabi ang atin pong matutunghayan dito lamang sa The Social Workers Hour, One Vision, United Action. At bago ho tayo magpatuloy, atin pong batiin ang lahat po na mga manggagawang panlipunan, mga social workers all over the Philippines and the world. Isa namang dagdag na kaalaman ngayon po ang atin pong pag-uusapan at may inibitahan ho tayong panauhin ngayon. Ito ho ay matagal na rin pong naninilbihan bilang social worker ng ating bayan at yun pong ating mga social workers sa iba't ibang lupalop ng atin pong settings, sa atin pong Al-Sudupi, sa atin pong Naswe, sa Adswe, sa hospital setting at marami pa pong iba. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. At ngayon pong gabi, atin pong pag-uusapan dito po sa The Social Workers Hour ang mga issues, mga trends in social work or updates and realities in social work at iba pang mga programa. Tayo po ay maghahanap ho ng solusyon, katuwang ho ang atin pong panauhin dito lamang sa atin pong The Social Workers Hour, the birth child of our 4Ks.
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Alright, at ngayon pong gabi ay yung atin pong mga kasamahan na naglilingkod sa iba't ibang settings ay palagay ko ay abala ho ngayon dahil bukas ay araw po ng ating All Souls Day, November 1 at November 2 yung All Saints Day. At alam ko ho, marami ho ang mga pinagbabawal at bawal talaga dahil nasa period pa rin ho tayo ng atin pong pandemya. Kaya ho, mag-ingat po ang bawat isa sa atin pong pagbisita. Pero ang alam ko ho ay pinagbawalan ho ang pagbisita sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. But ganon pa man, hindi man ho tayo makadalaw, ay atin pong ipamalas ang ating pagmamahal sa atin pong mga kapatid, kamag-anak, mahal sa buhay na nauna na pong naglakbay. Ayan. Alright. So, kagaya po ng binabanggit natin kanina, atin pong isa sa katuparan din ho ang iba't ibang mga advokasya ng atin pong tanggapan. At ngayong gabi ay naganyaya ho tayo ng isa din pong manggagawang panlipunan at makakapanayam ho natin siya para matuto sa kanyang mga karanasan o itong mga inspiring journey mula nung siya po ay nagtapos ng kanyang propesyon hanggang kasalukuyan na siya po ay nagpapatuloy sa pag-practice nito. At makakapanayam ho natin siya dito sa ating 4Case Social Workers Hour. So, mapalad ho tayo at ngayong gabi, sinamahan ho tayo ng isa sa ating batikang social worker na rehistrado at alam ko ho, ang ating panauhin ay nagmula din ho ito sa Bicol Region at mukhang napakatagal na ho niya diyan sa Mindanao para ho may practice o may sakatuparan ang kanyang sinumpaang propesyon. At sa pagkakataong ito, atin na pong ipapakilala ang atin pong panauhin ngayong gabi. Walang iba ho ay si Ma'am Eulalia Casili. Magandang gabi po sa iyo, Ma'am Eulalia Casili. Ma'am, good evening.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Okay,
Sir Ricky po na.
Oo. Kumusta naman ho si Ma'am Eulalia Casili? Kumusta naman po kayo?
Mabuti po kami dito sa Davao City. The peaceful place in Davao City.
Talagang totoo yan dahil pabalik-balik ho ako dyan sa inyong lugar. Talagang napakapayapa ng atin pong Davao region. At masarap ho ang inyo pong mga prutas dyan at mga tuna. No, ako ay nag-i-enjoy kapag ho ako ay bumibisita dyan sa inyo. At napakasariwa ho ng mga pagkain, lalong-lalo na ho yung mga isda at gulay, pati na rin ho ang mga prutas, sariwang-sariwa, pampaganda ho ng kutis. Alright. Sige, ma'am, batiin niyo ho muna ang inyo pong mga fans, mga estudyante, mga kapwa, manggagawang panlipunan, kababayan, kamag-anak, katrabaho, lahat na po ng may K sa inyo ay batiin niyo na po. At sabihin niyo po sa kanila na kayo po ay live dito sa YouTube under the 4Case Edutainment, the Social Workers Hour. Go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening to everybody. I'd like to greet our founding president, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, in the Kingdom of Jesus Christ in Davao City, the founding president of Jose Maria College where I am now working. Binabati ko po yung aking mga relatives, mga kapatid ko po dyan sa Iriga City. Tapos yung aking mga co-employees po dyan, dating mga taga Bicol University, from Bicol University, Tabaco Campus. Then, ang mga katrabaho po dati sa DSWD, sa University of Northeastern Philippines, sa Iriga City po. Then, sa Jose Maria College, lalo na yung aking mga mababait na mga estudyante. At sa aking mga mentors na hindi ko sila makalimutan, nagbigay sa akin ng scholarship para matapos ko po ang social work course at makaabot ako dito sa aking kinalalagyan ngayon ang makapagtapos ng PhD. Thank you so much po sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig ngayon. Patuloy lang po tayo. Let us just trust in the Lord with all our hearts and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him and He will direct your path. Salamat po sa Diyos at nag-50-50 na ako dyan sa Bicol Region. Dinala ko ng Diyos dito sa Mindanao, nasa Davao City po ako. Ibinalik niya ang aking buhay at magandang buhay at naging department head uli po ako. Dagang salamat sa inyo tanan. Diyos mabalo sa mga taga-Bicol, lalo na kay Sir Ricky at saka si Ma'am Chi.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Alright, maraming salamat. Amen. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, no? Iyan ho ay napakaganda, no? At yan po ang talagang binabanggit natin, paniniwala, no? Faith in Him. Wala pong ibang magliligtas sa atin kundi siya lamang. Amen. Alright. So, Ma'am Yuli, ano po ang iyong pinagkakaabalahan ngayon habang merong pandemya?
Marami po akong pinagkakaabalahan ngayon.
Okay?
Yung accreditation ng Bachelor of Science in Social Work sa Jose Maria College, wherein we have a good support by God's grace. Tapos po, yung mga estudyante ko na may mga personal problems, kung paano ko po sila matulungan. Then, ang mga client, kahit pala social work educator ka, mayroon pa rin pumupunta ng mga clients na maghingi sa'yo ng tulong. So, sinumpaan natin yan bilang manggagawang panlipunan na tutulungan natin sila. Kahit sino pa sila, because we are bounded with the code of ethics and the principles of social work, that we have to respect the inherent dignity and worth of all men.
Yun, no? Talaga namang kabisad, parang ang dating ba natin ay parang nasa academe ha. Parang pang-international tayo, Ma'am Yuli ha. At pang PRC, PRC ha. Okay, doktor na doktor.
We have now the global definition of social work.
Yan. Global definition of social work.
Noon po, we just learned the meaning of social work in the SWAP. That is a professional service based on scientific knowledge and skills in human relations, which assist individuals or group or as communities to obtain social and personal satisfaction. Ngayon po, hindi na lang sa Pilipinas, global na po sa buong mundo na yung ating serbisyo.
Iyon, oo, totoo. Kasi ang social work, ika nga, ay hindi na lang dito sa Pilipinas ito ini-improve, pinag-uusapan. Ito talaga ay kabuuhang mundo, no? O pangkalahatan, pangkalawakan, no? But bago tayo magpatuloy diyan, Ma'am Yuli, kwentuhan mo naman kami, paano ho kayo nagsimula bilang social work? Saan ho kayo nagtapos? At ano ho ang iyo pong pinagdaanan bago ho kayo diyan napunta sa Davao?
Ako po ay bago naging manggagawang panlipunan, 18 years old pa lang po ako, I graduated midwifery. Then naging registered midwife po ako. Then with my trainings in nursing, so I worked in Our Lady Mediatrix Hospital in Iriga City. So, nung panahon po yun, stable naman yung trabaho ko doon sa Mediatrix Hospital. Masaya naman po ako. Then nagtuturo po ako sa University of Northeastern Philippines, my alma mater. Masaya po ako. I always ask, bakit nag-enroll pa ako ng social work? Na maghirap pa ako na maging working student. Nag-duty ako ng 12 to 8 sa operating room and delivery room. Then 8 to 4 ako ay mag-eskwela hanggang alas 4. So from 4 to 12 matutulog ako at gigisingin naman ako ng 12 midnight. So pinagtiyagaan ko ito kasi yung mga pasyente namin, naaawa ko sa kanila, lalo na doon po sa charity ward, wala silang pambayad ng hospital bill. So sa pagso-social worker daw, makakatulong ka sa mga tao. Yun po ang aking unang isip, na gusto ko lang makatulong sa mga tao. So paano nga ako makakatulong sa mga tao? Wala man akong lisensya na tumulong. So I enrolled Bachelor of Science in Social Work sa University of Northeastern Philippines in Iriga City. Then it so happened, ako yung president from first year hanggang nakatapos ako. Then with flying colors, when I look back, pinaano ko kaya ayun, working student pa ako, tapos president ako ng 8 organizations. Tapos tutulong ako sa mga estudyante, tulong pa ako sa mga tao, sa mga pasyente. Pati yung mga doktor na ina-assistihan ko, mayroon din mga problema. Masaya po ako kung natapos ko with all these awards. Pero hindi ko po na that time, I was so arrogant because I was awarded as the most outstanding youth student leader of the Philippines. I graduated, God gave cum laude, leadership award, loyalty award, and service awards. In all these awards with plaques and trophies during my graduation. But now I realize that all these things are just filthy rags in front of God. Hindi natin pala ito madadala sa langit, ang ating mga victories dito sa lupa, these are just temporary. Ang madadala pala natin sa heaven is the salvation of our soul. Pag hindi save ang soul mo, hindi ka makakapunta sa langit. At marami na daw pong nabago sa aking buhay. As you called me, Sir Ricky, my name is Yoli. But my name now is they call me Lali. So
Lali.
nag-change na po si Yoli from Lali.
Mhm.
So the meaning of Lali, Lally, my life is all for you, Jesus Christ. That's
Wow.
why this time now, I am a full-time miracle worker of the kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name.
Oho, aba, talaga naman, napakaganda, no? So, kasama sa pagbabago ng kabuuhang pagkatao, ang pagbabago din ng pangalan. From Yuli to Lali. Ayun. Diba? Galing. So, napakaganda. From Yuli to Lali. No, ayan, no? Biruin mo nga naman, at full-time na preacher, no? Worker ng ating Kingdom of Jesus Christ, KJC, under kay Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy. Kilala ko yan si Pastor Kibuloy dahil yung kanyang foundation diyan, mga kasama, no? Ay yung Children's Joy Foundation ay isa tayo sa bihikulo ng pagbabago rin, no? At pag-improve ng atin pong Children's Joy Foundation. Ayun, years ago, no? At malayo na ho ang kanila pong nadating dahil ho sa patuloy din na guidance ng atin pong tanggapan. Okay, Ma'am Lali, tayo po ay magko-commercial break po muna.
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Alright, tayo po ay nagbabalik dito sa ating programa ng 4Ks, ang The Social Workers Hour, One Vision, United Action. At ngayong gabi po ay kasama po natin si Ma'am Eulalia Casili, ang head ng Department of Social Work dyan sa Jose Maria Sison University dyan sa Davao City. And Ma'am Lali, pakikwentuhan mo lang ho kami, galing ho kayo sa DSWD, galing ho kayo ng NGO, ngayon ho kayo po ay Dean, Department Head ng Social Work Department dyan sa Jose Maria College sa University dyan sa Davao. Okay. Ma'am, ano po ang ginagawa ninyo bilang pong Department Head dyan sa inyong university?
Sa Jose Maria College po, Davao City, we are under the College of Arts and Sciences. Then, mayroon pong department heads for every, sa psychology, sa social work. Then, ginagawa ko po as department head is to look after the welfare of the students, the faculty members, mag-class observation po for proper monitoring based on the syllabi of the National Association of Social Work Education Incorporated para ma-follow up po yung ituro sa mga estudyante po yung nandoon sa syllabus. Then, I coordinated with the librarian. This time we have now the Udilo Digital Library para po yung mga students makapag-avail, they could study. Then, with flagging colors, we started the board examination in 2014. We have 100%. Then, rin po, sa pagiging department head, mapasensya na po ako ngayon. Hindi po gaya noon. department head po ako sa Bicol University. Masyado daw akong istrikta.
Mhm.
Kasi gusto natin makapatap notcher.
Oo.
Tapuan talaga siya. Dito rin sa Bicol University, mayroong selective admission. But here we have the open admission, but we have the retention policy.
Mhm.
Siguro sa approach lang, kasi noon ang approach ko iba. This time, I'm using the phenomenological approach, meaning the hiyang approach wherein sabi nila, mabait ako because I could really understand the situation now, especially that we are now on pandemic, we are on online classes.
Mhm.
Wow. Oo. As department head, I coordinated with my superiors, the president of the Jose Maria College, the administrator, the vice president, the vice president for academic affairs. And I attended religiously the academic council meeting,
Mhm.
wherein I should be updated also. I always attend the National Association for Social Work Education Incorporated meeting.
Mhm.
And humbly speaking, I was elected as the vice president of the NASWE here in Davao City. They are very friendly. The designers are very friendly. So I really enjoy here. But ako nagtuon din ng Bisaya, but it's hard for me to speak fluently Bisaya because in school, our language is English. And
Mhm.
AMC, we have also foreigners. And IBED, we have students from the IBED. They are Ukrainian, different nationalities. So I have to speak.
Are they taking social work course din po ba? Itong mga foreign students?
Hindi po, sila pa high school,
High
elementary.
school. So, wala po bang nag-push na mag-enroll din itong mga foreign students ng social work?
Opo, sa admission for the Bachelor of Science in Social Work, you must have a grade of 80.
Mhm.
And we have the retention policy. Pinapatupad ko po yung retention policy because our brand here is assured, consistent, quality brand of education.
Mhm.
Yun po ang ng JMC. And we mold the person as a bio-psycho-social and spiritual being.
Mhm.
So, our products here are very different from the products of others.
Mhm. So talagang
But our
very
students non-sectarian.
yung pong virtues na inyong sinasalin ay talagang mayroon pong doctrination or spiritual doctrination para mag-push yung
Hindi po doctrination, hindi po pinipilit. We just share the words of God. We're in, especially this time now that the revelation coming from the Almighty Father through the appointed Son, glorification.
Mga ilan po ang inyo pong estudyante dyan, Ma'am Lali? Ilan po ang inyo pong enrollees ngayon dyan sa inyo pong Jose Maria College?
Sa social work po, we have 128.
Aba, marami.
128 students
Ano
po.
ito po? Isang, ano yan? Fourth year or kabuuhan na ho yan? From first year to fourth year?
Second year. Opo, first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Oo. So, okay, marami na pala ding nag-i-enroll dyan, ano? Sa inyo pong college na mga estudyante. At kailan lang po ba ito na-establish itong Jose Maria College ni Pastor Apollo Cuguloy?
2008 po siya nagsimula.
2008.
Tapos, opo, yung social work po 2010. And the good news is Pastor Apollo C. Cuguloy gave the gift of education. So we have lots of gift of education beneficiaries in Jose Maria College.
So may scholarship program ang atin pong pastor in support doon sa mga interested na kumuha ng social work. So sinusuportahan ho ito ng atin pong Kingdom of Jesus Christ or yung KJC. Tama po ba?
Opo.
All right.
Because it's the heart of the founding president to serve the less privileged people.
Okay. As
That's
far
what
as
we can say. Yes po.
as far as I know, mayroon ho tayong foundation. Ano po, itong Children's Joy Foundation. At
Opo.
nung naalala ko during my time doing the accreditation ay kulang ho tayo ng social workers sa ating facility, and we recommend na doon sa foundation magdagdag ng social workers. At I know marami ho tayong mga naging beneficiary na nag-talk ng social work profession and marami na rin ho tayong mga members na ho nag-aral at napunta dyan sa Children's Joy Foundation, at ngayon sila po ay mga nag-assist o nagpapalakad ng ating foundation. Tama po ba yun, Ma'am Lali?
Opo. Thank you so much for helping the Children's Joy Foundation. When I was in the Children's Joy Foundation for 3 years, para po doon sa sa level 1. Then we met in Davao City right in the 2010, I think so. Nagulat ka kasi sabi mo sa akin, Madam, buhay ka pa pala. Dahil yung mga taga Bicol, alam nila, patay na ako. Dahil na 50-50 na ako. Grabe ako nagkasakit. But through this help of Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, I am healed and spiritually healed.
Ma'am, if mawalang galang po, ano ho ang nangyari sa inyo? Bakit ho kayo nag 50-50? I think parang hindi kami aware doon. Ano po ba nangyari sa inyo?
Alam po yan ng mga taga Bicol University Tabaco Campus. Pag umihipo ko, isang urinola ng dugo ang lumalabas sa akin.
Okay.
So, I undergone sa blood transfusion sa mga hospital. So, talaga pong naubos lahat ang mga dollar accounts natin. When I went abroad, yung mga naipon ko.
Sad to hear.
Sabay po.
Yeah.
What good is it for a man to gain the whole world and yet loses your own soul?
Correct.
So, opo.
So,
The best is
pero ngayon, okay na po
spiritual.
kayo. Okay na po. Wala na po
Opo.
ba yung mga nangyari sa inyo ngayon? Praise God. At,
By God's grace, thank you for the Almighty Father
Yes,
through the Son. I am now healed. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see you in person in Davao City.
Yeah, sure.
Sana-
Sana mawala na itong pandemya. Tayo naman ay madalas na
Pumunta
naiimbitahan.
tayo sa Prayer Mountain, pumunta pa tayo noon, di ba?
Yeah, was there. We were there with Ma'am Joy. Yung pumalit sa iyo, si Ma'am Rose, Ma'am Rose Magnaong. Ayan, Oo,
Now she is our administrator.
Oo.
Administrator.
Sa Jose Maria College, regards po, extend regards to her, ma'am. Medyo hindi na kami nagkikita except nung mga panahon na ako'y nandoon sa central office. Ay talagang madalas akong bumisita dyan sa Davao at napapadaan ako dyan sa inyo, sa Children's Joy, at minsan nakakapagbisita doon sa Prayer Mountain at saka yung pinakamataas pa na magandang pasilidad under ng KJC doon sa pinakamataas. Anyway, maraming salamat at magpapatuloy ho ang atin pong palatuntunan, The Social Workers Hour, One Vision, United Action. Kasama pa rin natin ho si Ma'am Eulalia Casili.
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Alright, nagbabalik po ang ating programang The Social Workers Hour, One Vision, United Action. Kasama po rin natin si Ma'am Eulalia Casili, ang Department Head ng Social Work diyan sa Jose Maria College sa Davao City. Ma'am Lali, sa inyo pong mayabong na karanasan, yung practice ho ng social work profession, ano-ano po ang mga social issues ho, no? O mga concerns na na-encountered ninyo ho, kayo po mismo personally, habang ho kayo ay nagpa-practice ng atin pong profession, yung mga kaalaman, mga teorya na natutunan natin sa ating profession mula sa college at doon din sa mga karanasan natin. Ma'am Yoli?
Opo, with my experience with the DSWD, the first time that I was hired as a relief grantee social worker. Now, I know that the methods in social work are the primary and the secondary methods in social work. In primary methods, we have the social casework or working with individuals and families. Then we have the social group work or working with groups. Then we have the community organizing that is working with communities. And under this community organizing, we have three models. The locality development according to Telma Lee Mendoza, the community development according to the author Leonora de Guzman, and we have the social planning and social action. And the secondary methods are social work administration, supervision, and research. Now here comes, I have a client who is very distressed. So after my intake, you see the problem is a medical problem because the patient is in St. Jude Hospital and they have nothing to buy for the blood transfusion. So I asked my city social welfare officer at the time, but because I was assigned in the city, and according to her, bahala ka na. So I asked also the project evaluation officer who was disbursing the money. So according to him, there is fund in the DSWD Lali. Do not worry. So how much you need? So according to my client, I need this amount. Okay, so the project evaluation officer, okay, with my social case study reports, maybe he was impressed of my write-ups because, Lali is a writer. Now, he gave me the money, so we get that in the Philippine National Bank. Okay, the patient was healed. He was given the blood transfusion, proper medication with the DSWD assistance, cash assistance. After 2 weeks, I was called up by my superior. Oh, why did you give an assistance which is more than the prescribed assistance of the DSWD? Sabi ko, madam, kung tutulong ka lang naman sana, dapat yung kompleto na para tingnan mo ngayon yung client ko, magaling na, tapos mga rosy cheeks na siya with red lips, tapos magaling na talaga siya. So I was really cross at the time, wherein I have these sleepless nights. Then according to my mother, why are you not sleeping? You are having insomnia. Because I have nothing to reimburse the money that I gave to my client. According to my boss, I give the more than amount. Oh, sabi ko na ganito. How about the theories in social work? How about the practice? How about the reality?
Mhm.
So I told them I'm just a social worker who is realistic. I want to help the client. Then you know
Oo.
what happened.
So tuloy-tuloy lang kahit may challenge, tuloy-tuloy lang yung pagtulong.
As social worker, yes po. As social worker, you have this certificate of justification. Okay, Lali, you have a justification. Why did you give this amount like this? So I immediately wrote. Then according to the specialists, I have to present the case. So at the time, I'm really prepared to present the case. So there are panel of interrogators there. Then I presented the case. Then according to the specialist, she's very kind. Oh, that's right. Kung tutulong ka lang naman na, tulungan mo talaga. Hindi yung binibitin mo. Unlike before, why I resigned. My experience and as rural healthcare delivery midwife in the rural, I resigned because they will dispense the medicine, then the antibiotics, they will just give them the patient one half. So when you take the antibiotics, dapat tuloy-tuloy yan, di ba? Na,
Yes.
i-observe mo yung proper medication.
Mm.
Hindi man yung pasyente kasi kinikiliti lang yung bakterya doon sa binigay niya na gamot. At sa with my experience, realistic lang kasi ako. Bakit donation? Sasabihin nyo, hindi lang 20 pesos dapat ibigay. And that time, you see, when I was still a student, according to them, I am an activist because I was for a member of the Samahan ng Pinunong Kabataan ng Pilipinas at that time. Sabi ko, saan nakakuha na mag-dispense ng gamot, ganito lang. And we're in that time, the definition of MARC was the medical assistance for rural healthcare and other sectors. Ito yung mga gamot na yun. Tapos, ganito ka. So, I resigned there as then I work as a working student in the Pediatrics Hospital. I've enrolled my social work course until I finished. Kaya these are my advices to my students, so our working students this time. 4 na taon ka lang, sabi nga noon ni Ma'am Chris Awa at saka ni Ma'am Franz Villaflor sa akin. Lali, 4 na taon ka lang mag-sacrifice. Pagkatapos, social worker ka, maganda yung opisina mo, ang sweldo mo mataas. Totoo nga naman po. Totoo. Kung may taga ka daw, mayroon kang nilaga. So, sacrifice first for glory. And I really experienced that because at that time na namatay na rin yung papa ko, not whatever Lali wants, Lali gets. Wala na, patay na siya. Kaya nag-working student ako. Dahil ang mama ko, ayaw niya ako maging social worker kasi nakakapagod daw.
Okay, sige. So, yun po ay experience, yun po ay actual na experience nyo from your practice of pagiging midwife. Midwife kayo, di po ba, midwife, and then nag-shift kayo from midwife to social work profession. So,
hindi pa ako nag-shift. Hanggang ngayon, nag-practice pa po ako kasi nagpaanak pa rin ako. Sayang din po yung...
So, dalawa yung iyong, So, nagpapaanak pa rin ho kayo kapag mayroong pong mga nanay na mga anak, kayo po ay nagiging midwife pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Yes po. Noon din po yung experience na nakampanya po kami kasi eleksyon. So, naabutan namin yung kinakampanya namin. Balisang-balisa yung lalaki, walang kasama yung babae na buntis. Sabi niya, pwede ba dito muna kayo kasi tatawag ako ng kumadrona. Sabi ko, sir, wag ka nang tumawag ng
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Alright, tayo po ay nagbabalik ngayon live dito sa atin pong The Social Workers Hour, One Vision and United Action. The Birth Child of our 4K sang kwentuhan na may kaalaman, kantahan at may kasiyahan. Alright, so kasama pa rin ho natin ang atin pong head ng ating Jose Maria College dyan sa Davao City, ang atin pong registered social worker, si Ma'am Eulalia Casili. So, kanina ho, nababanggit ho ni Ma'am Lali ang kanyang karanasan sa pagiging social worker, practitioner years ago. At nadiscover natin na si Ma'am, bukod sa pagiging social worker, ay talagang nagpapaanak pa pala ito si Ma'am. So, biruin mo na yan. Hanggang ngayon, siya po ay tinatawag pa rin ng ating komunidad para ho siya ay mag-assist doon sa nanganganak o yung manganganak na mga nanay at talagang napapractice pa rin ho ang una niyang minahal na profession. Pero ngayon, kasama na ho natin siya dito sa social work profession. Siguro mahalaga na malaman natin kung ano naman ho ang kanyang karanasan bilang social work practitioner dito sa ating mahal na profesyon. In particular, atin pong hingan si ma'am kung ano yung mga na-observe niya o yung kanyang mga actual experience ng mga social issues patungkol sa ating profession. Ma'am Lali?
Hello, here I am again with
Yeah.
my experience with the DSWD as social worker.
Mhm.
Now, there is target for how many clients you will serve.
Mhm.
So I organized the family heads and that barangay. Then I introduced the livelihood projects on the hollow blocks making. Kasi mas maganda daw yung hollow blocks, maulanan, mainitan, hindi siya masisira.
Mhm.
Unlike po na mag-fold ka ng pulburon, dapat yung pulburon i-sail out mo ngayon lang. Pero po yung hollow blocks, tumatagal, tapos tumitigas siya at nagmamahal. So, with this time, I can say when I look back, alam mo yung inorganize ko ng mga family heads, mas maganda pa yung bahay nila kaysa bahay namin. Kasi, yung po nila, yung profit po nila doon, yung kalahati sa basic needs nila, ang kalahati, iniipon po nila yung mga hollow blocks until nakapatayo sila ng bahay na mayroong second floor.
Mhm.
So with this blocks ko, hollow blocks making project, tapos naging negosyo na nila, tapos nung inimbita po akong naging ninang nung anak niya, yung panganay niyang anak ko, nakatapos na ng college, tapos asinsado na po sila ngayon, nandoon po sila sa barangay na yon.
Mhm.
So, vis-a-vis with my experience with the cultural minorities, alam mo po yung Mount Ilian doon sa Iriga City,
Mhm.
7 kilometers po yan, linalakad ko papunta sa itaas. Kayang-kaya ko po yan noon.
Mhm.
Pero pag 6 years old na ako, hindi ko na kayang lakarin.
Yeah,
Then,
tama. Oh.
the irony of my experience po, kung paano ko po makonvince si Katone. Kasi habang nagmi-meeting po ako doon, nag-a-attend din yung mga NPA.
Mhm.
Tapos, mga nutrition dissemination namin ng nutritionist ng DSWD.
Aha.
Tapos, yun po, sa pagmi-meeting ko po doon within 6 months, na-convince ko po yan na sumuko sa gobyerno. Kasi po, at the same time, yung chief of police doon, uncle ko rin,
Mhm.
sabi ko sa uncle ko, wag nung anuhin yung client ko ha, wag nung patayin at saka kasi magsuko yan siya ba, tapos kasi yung pamilya niya nag-collateral interview ako, nag-home visit po ako, kawawa yung pamilya na nandun sa ibaba, nagugutom, pati rin siya doon sa bukid, kinakagat ng lamok.
Mhm.
Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, "Buko ka na kasi sayang ang tinapusan mo, kana college graduate ka, di ba? Technology, yun ang akaakibat ng mga social workers. So para magtrabaho na tayo, kasama ka na namin." Then yun pong yan, in charge po doon sa Panamin. Kinausap po namin, you see how vigilant I at that time na alam mo yung mga bahay ng mga cultural minorities doon, mga mid-ribs lang para ng mga tent. So ang gobyerno, mayroon bang magagawa na para ang bahay naman nila maganda at hindi na sila magsuot ng bahag.
Mhm.
Kasi pag nag-meet ko doon, mayroon na yung tong yung patong na
Oo.
parang ring nila na
So,
tapos
mayroon din pala
nandun
tayo, Ma'am Malali, mayroon pala tayo ding mga IP, mga minority sa Bicol.
marami
Kasi ang karamihan na nababanggit sa atin 'yan nung panahon na tayo po ay nasa paaralan ay karamihan dito nasa Mindoro, dito sa Kalakhang, Calabarzon at maging sa bandang Mindanao area and sa Luzon, sa Kalinga. Pero mayroon din pala tayo diyan sa Bicol. Ano po ang pangalan nila? Ano po itong pangalan nitong minority group diyan sa Bicol?
yung mga Aita po sila, mga Aita, tawag
Aita.
doon, mga ito.
Oo.
Opo.
Oo. So tama ito na binabanggit niyo po na mayroon
Yes.
hong mga kumbaga may pangangailangan ho sila doon sa taas ng bundok at mukhang hindi ho ito masyadong naaabot ng pamahalaan ng mga panahon. Ano po?
Saka mayroon, ang ano po doon, ang source of water, lalakad ka pa ng ilang kilometers para makainom ka.
Mhm.
So pagod pa kami na naglakad 7 kilometers papunta sa itaas, pagdating doon, ang iinumin mo, yung you know this parang inapas
Mhm.
na maging tuba.
Mm.
Tuba.
Tuba,
Yung ano,
tuba.
nyog.
Oo, yung sa nyog. Oo, ay masarap 'yan, matamis-tamis
So,
talaga.
we are so happy dahil
Mm.
po, bago po umalis doon, mayroon na silang core shelter assistance.
Mhm.
Tapos pinatuloy na rin po sila ng DepEd. Mayroon na rin silang sariling eskwelahan.
Mm.
May elementary na po doon na
Mm.
para mag-aral na rin po yung mga AITA,
Ayun.
yung mga
So,
yung mga
ang naging role niyo po noon ay kayo po ang naging community organizer. Social worker, community organizer. Tama po ba?
generalist generalist
Ayun.
naman po yung di ba?
Oo.
Tayo generalist practice. Kaya mayroon pa tayong mga connection sa mga youth development workers, yung
Mhm.
mga kabataan. Mayroon
Mm.
pa nga po kami noon nag-contest pa yung mga namin
Mga
PWD.
Oo, mga IP
Mga
din ito, mga IP. That time kayo po ay nasa DSWD o nasa NGO na po? Ah,
Opo.
DSWD. Oo. Sige po. So, ano po ang pinaka matinding issue ho, concern po ng atin pong mga minority na dapat ho nating naginawan mo ng sagot. Ano po yung mga ginawa niyo po doon bukod doon sa na-organize mo sila? Ano pa ho ang iba pong mga intervention ho na ginawa ninyo sa inyong
Yung
panunungkulan?
with the local government po, nagtulong po sa kanila.
Mhm.
You know, our role there is, diba, we are the mediator, we are the change agent, we have the
Mhm.
specific and general roles.
Mhm.
This.
Mhm.
So, I practice the theory into practice. Sabi
Mhm.
dito sa libro ni Leonardo Guzman,
Mhm.
mediator ako. So, I have to mediate between the government and the clients. Okay? Tapos, change agent ako. Advocate. I always seek for change. Kasi advocate ako. Advocate talaga ako. Even here in Mindanao, advocate talaga.
Naku, matutuwa ho sa iyo
Always,
si Professor Telmali Mendoza. Naku, si Ma'am Telmali Mendoza ay palagi ho nating audience. At lagi ho siyang nagsusubaybay dito sa The Social Workers Hour. And iba pa ho nating mga academician sa social work practice. So, Ma'am, diyan sa Jose Maria Season, Maria College, diyan sa inyo pong
Sa Maria Cottage po.
diyan sa inyo pong eskwelahan. Nung kayo po ay naging bahagi nito, ano ho ang inyo pong mga napansing kakulangan at paano nyo ho siya tinugunan ngayon?
Uh, it's a matter of what you say and how you will say it to your boss. We still need more masteral degree holders, social workers who will teach, because the qualification of an educator, a social work educator, must be a masteral degree holder. So in my case also, you see what happened to me. Although the House of the Representative gave me the scholarship to finish my PhD through Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy's help, I was not qualified to become a program head or department head because I am not a master in social work.
Mhm.
Although I'm a registered midwife, registered social worker, I am a registered teacher, I am a master in public administration,
Mhm.
master in education, master in business administration. When I
Naku,
worked
napakadami naman ng inyong masters, ma'am. Hindi pa ho ba kayo naging expert doon sa mga masters ninyo?
Yes, according to the CHED, I am not qualified to become a department head or program head of the Bachelor of Science in Social Work. So, may I take this opportunity to say thank you, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, for the scholarship that you have given me. I finished my master in social work in the University of Mindanao.
Mhm.
So at that time, I was schooling, then with flying colors, by the grace of God, I was able to finish, and we were able to have a graduate and pass the board examination 100%. So, great works are not done by strength alone, but by perseverance. And do you know the formula of my success? Hard work plus determination times prayers equals success. Hard work plus self-determination times prayers equals success.
Mhm.
Kasi kahit marami kang hard work, wala ka namang determinasyon, walang bendisyon galing sa Diyos, hindi mo makukuha yung iyong gusto, nakafocus doon for success. Okay.
Alright,
So,
napakaganda
salamat
ho,
lang
ano?
kay Pastor Apollo.
Biruin mo,
Nakapagpapos
hard
ako.
work, no?
Then, for the success, for the Father's glory, Jose
Oo.
Maria College.
Ayan. Hard work, ano? Determination, prayer
Success,
is equals
determination,
success.
times prayer.
Oo.
Yes.
Totoo naman 'yon, ano,
Yun
pag
po.
wala ho, pag wala gusto mo nga makamit na maging department chair, abay kailangan mo magpagal, 'di ba? Hindi naman po pwedeng ibigay sa iyo 'yan dahil gusto lamang. Hindi dapat ma-ensure na bago binigay sa iyo ang pagiging head ay mayroon tayong ganap na qualification dahil ikaw or tayo ay magta-transfer ng technology sa mga bagong henerasyon na magiging social worker, di ba? At yun naman ay pinagkaloob sa iyo ng atin pong butihing pastor na si Pastor Apollo
Yes
si
po.
Kibuloy. All right. So, ngayon,
And
nakuha.
another po,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
another po, I want to say thank you to Pastor Apollo Sikibulay for approving my research in the Children's Day Foundation with the women solo parents. My studies about the travails of the women solo parents. This is a phenomenological study, qualitative research. That's why I passed in the panel with flying colors. I graduated a master in social work.
All right.
Then
Okay.
plus
Okay.
the
Palakpakan natin
PhD.
yan. Oh, so kayo po ay PhD grad na. PhD.
Yes po,
Ayan.
2008.
Oh, so kayo po ay Dr. Eulalia Casili. Ayan.
Do not call me doctor, please. Do not call me doctor because according to my classmate, the meaning of doctor is you are dead to rest. And with a PhD, that time that was schooling in my final oral defense, I collapsed because according to my classmate, PhD is we are preparing for a happy death. But you see, when I became a full-time miracle worker of the kingdom, I found the meaning of the PhD is PhD. It's quite different meaning. We have the prosperity and happiness with divine providence. That's the meaning of PhD now. Before, preparing for a happy death. This time, we are on the prosperity and happiness with the divine providence. Thank you.
Prosperity and happiness of the divine providence. Yan ang bagong meaning, ano. We hope na yung mga na audience natin, yung mga nanonood ho sa atin, na nanonood ay kapulutan ho ninyo ng aral, yung PhD ha, yung hindi na dead yung pagtingin mo
Yes,
nakaraan. Dapat divine providence
Another lesson
interventions.
po I can give, another lesson that I can give, what good is it for a man to gain the whole world and yet loses your own soul according to the Bible? Kasi kahit pa ano mo, success mo dito po sa lupa, temporary lang po ito. What is permanent is the salvation of our soul. Yung po realize ko sa buhay ko that I could share to all the social workers.
Yes. Sige po. So, kayo po ay professor, practitioner ng profession na social work. Ano ho ang natutunan nyo ho sa pagpapractice ho natin ng social work profession?
According to our president, let me quote this from Ma'am Liway Kaligdong, that as social worker, we must have the PDC, the passion, dedication, and commitment. But what I learned from Pastor Apollo C.T. Buloy, you must be committed, obedient, loyal, and dedicated, faithful, because loyalty is the rank of royalty. So, we must be loyal to our profession dahil sinumpahan po ito. May pera man wala yung client natin, dapat we have the patience, dedication, the passion, okay, dedication and commitment. We should be committed, obedient, kasi sometimes naman po, sabihin nag-interview ka, kontrahin mo ba yung client na siya ngayon yung may dala ng problema? So we have to obey his thirsts, diba? Oo, we have to understand and we have to accept the client. Okay, acceptance, patience, understanding, and loving. We have the appeal. Tanggapin po natin the strengths and weaknesses of the client. We accept the client as he really is, including his strengths and weaknesses. But in the principle of acceptance in social work, we do not accept the deviant behavior of an individual. Deviant behaviors are those behaviors beyond the standard norms. Kaya hindi natin matatanggap po yung mga sindikato, yung mga drug lords in the principle of acceptance. So with the appeal, patience, pag minahal, ay, pag ano po tinanggap mo, pinasensyahan mo, inunawa mo, at minahal mo, mas lalo pong hahaba ang relasyon nyo. And this is also a key to a successful marriage. Sa experience po, na ginamit ko po itong tip na to, APUL, acceptance, patience, understanding, and loving. Sa pakikitungo ko sa mga clients ko, pakikitungo ko sa mga estudyante ko, sa mga tao, masaya po ako. Dahil tinatanggap ko sila, pinapasensyahan ko sila, inuunawa ko sila, at minamahal ko po sila. Okay.
Ayun.
So, yan po ang po sa mga manggagawang panlipunan. Through my experience, I am happy. But you know, there are trials in our lives and we have to overcome it.
Yan.
As social worker, we must be an overcomer.
Okay, sige po.
Because if you don't have a strong personality, pupunta tayo sa mental hospital. Pero
So,
social worker,
okay,
it's
so-
always the mind that rules the heart. It must be the mind that rules the heart. Ang gagamitin po natin ang utak na nasa itaas, ang puso na isa ibaba. But we have the heart behind. I learned this from Telly Mendoza last time. According to her, we have the hands to help the client. We have the eyes to look after the totality of the problem of the client. We have the ears to listen to what the client will say, according to her. So, I put this into practice. I took note of her speech, so I put this into practice. I really followed. And I really studied the Orange Book of Telma Mendoza. Sabi ng mga classmates ko, ako daw ay ni Telma Mendoza. Ina-idolize ko daw siya. Talaga, oo. Because when we met in UP, in PSED, she was so nice to me and I learned many things from Telma Mendoza.
Right. Totoo yan. Telma Mendoza is really an icon of social work practice, no? Yung icon ng social work profession. You know, kami din, kay TLM, napakadami din ho naming naranasan, pero natuto din ho sa amin yon si TLM, Pero mo ha, with her age, talagang gustong-gusto pa niya hong matuto, lalong-lalo to adapt yung digital world, yung ICT connecting the world. So pati yung pag-zoom, yung pag ni Ma'am TLM nung siya ay gawin naming guest dito sa 4Ks ay talagang nagpaturo ho siya. So she's very willing to learn and continue learning the new trends in social work. Ano ang kaibahan, Ma'am Lali, ng social work noon at ngayon?
Social work noon, traditional po. Lalo po pag gagawa tayo ng referral, maghapon na, sige pag-type na natin doon sa Olivetti, typewriter. Pero po ngayon, wala pang 1 hour nakagawa na at nakapag-serve na tayo sa client natin, di ba? Because of the high technology. Sa sa school system, online class na po yung flexible learning. Then we have the self-paced learning. That's why we are writing for the modules. We have the course pack. The faculty members, I encourage them to write the modules or the course pack. Opo. For ibaback up po yung modules pag Monday Monday synchronous, meaning online classes. Then pag Wednesday, na po siya asynchronous. Na lang po siya This time, I'm teaching research. So during Tuesdays, we have on synchronous. I explain to them the theories. Then Thursdays, we do the write shop. Para pagdating ng November, first semester, they could tender their outline defense. Outline defense. Habang nagtuturo po ng theory, practice. Kasi kung lahat lang siya theory, hindi sila makakapag-oral defense kasi hindi sila nagsulat. So I taught them how to write the qualitative and the quantitative research, di ba? And we are doing also the COPAR. We have the Community Organizing Participatory Action Research. Yun po.
So ang layo na ng
Second
ang layo na ng kaibahan ng social work noon sa ngayon, ano? Lalong-lalo pag nasa practice ka nung araw, totoo naman 'yun eh. Typewriter pa tayo noon, ano? Eh ngayon, kahit na ang technology ay minsan ang challenge ay yung internet connection, pero ganun pa man ay napakalaki ng tulong sa atin dahil napakabilis ng communication kagaya ho nito. Yun, no, hindi mo na kailangan pumunta dito sa studio namin para lamang ikaw ay humarap. Eh ngayon ikaw ay live na live ka dito sa ating studio at nakakapagkwentuhan ho tayo, no? So ito ho yung difference ng mga panahon.
Another difference is that time that is dole-out system. This time it's now developmental system. Developmental. Before, social welfare administration, right? Dole-out system. Sige lang, pag umiyak ang client mo, bigyan mo ng candy para tumigil. But this time, we are not on developmental. But the JSW now, they are now on the social protection. Social protection. Their advocacy is on social protection.
Correct.
Iba na po. Kasi social worker po ako nung SPDEPS.
Yeah.
Service.
Diba?
SPDEPS. Employment Assistance Program, Practical Skills Development Training, Speaker Service, or may mga special social service.
At yan yung pinapopularize noon ng ating professor, si Dr. Quieta, si Romeo Quieta. Yan yung SPDEPS talagang yun ay kanyang pinopromote at tinuturo talaga ng maigi yan sa atin pong mga college and universities. So, yun, difference. Malayong-malayo na tayo doon sa mga nakaraan, Ma'am Lali. Kaya kung babalikan natin yung mga panahon na tayo ho ay nandoon pa sa simple world versus sa complex world, ay medyo malayo na ho tayo doon. Kaya ang tanong nga ho sa atin, paano ho naman natin ito pinapaunawa sa atin pong mga estudyante na nag-aaral ng social work sa classroom?
Yes, we discussed the historical perspective of the social welfare. Diba? Oo. Kung noon, ganito yon, ngayon iba na. And as social work educator, we have to have updates. Just now, we have to master the 5 books in community organizing. We just ordered an e-book from the UPUU. The author is Sir Angelito Meneses. Okay, iba rin yung kanyang process of community organizing. Okay, before Baranganic approach, this time we have now the community resource model. We have the community needs assessment. Before Baranganic approach, it's okay. If the student will take the board examination, you are still teaching the Baranganic approach, but the board of examiner thought about the CRM or the community resource model or the assessment. We have to look for the situational analysis, right? So I really subscribe to attend in the National Association for Social Work Education Incorporated, the Philippine Association of Social Workers Incorporated. Yours truly is already a lifetime member of the PASWI.
Ayun, okay, oo. So napakaganda at lifetime member ho kayo at maganda ho na ang lahat ng social worker ay ma-encourage natin na maging lifetime member ng ating pong PASWI, dahil marami din hong mga ginagawang activities ang ating pong Philippine Association of Social Workers Incorporated para mabigyan ng dagdag karunungan ang ating pa pong mga social workers. Itong hong 4Ks, kayo po ay masugi din ho na tagapanood ng ating 4Ks pag Sabado.
Yes
Kayo
po.
po ay nakikita ho namin na nasa online every Saturday. Anayahan ho natin ang atin pong mga estudyante to continue watching the 4Ks every Saturday dahil ito hong ginagawa ng 4Ks
Oh,
at itong the Social Workers Hour, it's not really for us anymore. Ano po? Alam naman natin ho yan
yes.
that tayo ay medyo nauna at sigurado tayo na hindi rin tayo magtatagal, no? Pero gusto natin magtagal para tuloy-tuloy pa ang communications natin. Pero God knows kung hanggang kailan tayo. But ito hong ginagawa ho natin, kagaya nitong pagkikwentuhan ho natin, sharing of experiences and knowledge through an online platform will be an advantage to the next generation of social workers of our country. Kaya hikayatin ho natin yung atin pong mga estudyante, yung 150 na mayroon kayo dyan, if they can subscribe, no, yung atin pong 4Ks Edutainment sa YouTube, please advocate to them dahil tayo naman ay advocates and soon pwede ho nilang balik-balikan ito hanggang sa mga sunod na generation kung sila ay magiging guro kagaya ho ninyo Ma'am Casili ay may ipopromote ho nila itong the Social Workers Hour. Nando doon lahat ang information. You know, darating yung time, hindi na ho tayo pupunta dyan sa libro, Ma'am Lali. Okay?
Yes.
Yung libro ho na sinasabi natin kanina, community organizing, social group work, casework,
Opo.
darating yung time ho, wala na po yan, mawawala ho yan. Dahil pupunta ho tayo doon sa digital world. At ang digital world, itong kagaya ho nito na ating pinag-uusapan, iyan ho ang actual libro na po pwede na ho natin magamit. Papakinggan na lang ho nila tapos matututo sila and then simply as processing sa atin pong school. So, I think maganda ho na mayroon tayong mga inisyatiba lalong-lalo sa campus. Pero I know, ang campus ho, marami din po kayong mga initiatives. Baka ho, mayroon kayong mga initiatives to continue the learning process. Pwede ho ninyong banggitin dito para matutunan ng iba ding mga tagapanood natin.
The good news po for Jose Maria College, we are updated in this digital world. We have now po the LMS or the Learning Management System, the U-Learning, and we have the Odilo, the online digital library. So it's advantageous for our students. But you see, they are very lucky because they are scholars and they could avail these facilities. You know, last time we visited Jose Maria College, it's really a world class. And we are moving up for the global university.
Wow.
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 Policy Global Research University. Like that's great.
Global Resource University. Naku, napakaganda ho niyan. And that kapag naging Global Resource University ho, ang inyo pong Jose Maria College ay yung pong mga international social work and development practitioners ay pwede ho dyan mag-research at mag-pick up ng iba't ibang mga applicable na mga practices dito sa Pilipinas na po pwede hong i-practice nila sa kanilang mga countries. Like kagaya ng Kenya, I'm sure, you know, ang KJC or Kingdom of Jesus Christ ay marami hong mga covered countries all over the world. Ano po? At kada country ay mayroon ho kayong mga tinutulungan, no? Kumbaga yung mga ministry na pinupuntahan. Tama po ba ako, Ma'am Lali?
Opo.
Sige, ako, mukhang napakadami ho natin ang natutunan dito kay Ma'am Lali. But bago ho tayo magpatuloy.
It's really challenging.
Yeah.
It's really challenging to become a social worker. You see, that time when I resigned at the DSWD, I went abroad. So I worked there as a midwife nurse. I passed the nursing service education program of the British. We are British trained. So at the time that we are there in Saudi Arabia, we have to use the abaya, the black veil.
Abaya.
but one of our companions, and during Fridays only that we will went out for a shopping. So you see, one of the Filipina nurses was caught by the Mutawa or the policeman,
Mhm.
because she is wearing a mini skirt and
Mhm.
she has no ikama. When
Mhm.
we speak of ikama, this is the resident certificate. So she was put to jail.
Mm.
I'm sorry to share this, but this
Mm.
is a very challenging part for a social worker, wherein I realized na ginagalang pala yung pagiging manggagawang panlipunan kahit sa ibang bansa. So
Correct.
I made a social case study report because we received the letter of the husband that they are now uh, um, challenging crisis,
Mhm.
financial crisis.
Mhm.
I did not reply to the husband in the Philippines that the nurse is put to jail because of that violation. Says no ikamas, is wearing miniskirt, and
Mhm.
she did not wear abaya. So what I did, I made a social case study report. I went to the Palacio del Gobernador and the assistant of King Fahad. You
Mhm.
see, as a social worker, as mediator, and an advocate, I
Mhm.
really gave the letter. Then I went to the prison cell. You know what is the situation in the prison cell?
Mhm.
Do you know the story of the cask of Amontillado? We're in uh, underground. You are there underground. Then the 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 assistant in the jail will just put some cubes bread on the hole. Hinuhulugan lang talaga, nandoon sila sa ilalim.
Mhm. Mhm.
So at the time that I was able to rescue her, she's very pale.
Mhm.
Talagang maputla na siya. Tapos
Mhm.
nag-intervene po yung ni King Fahad. Then
Mhm.
according to this Eulalia, you know what they call my name? Eulalia, meaning lovely daw. Pero the way how they pronounce my name, it should be Eulalia.
Mhm.
Tapos sabi, Eulalia, the lovely. Tapos lovely social worker.
Wow.
So, lumabas na siya ngayon. Tapos alam mo po kung paano siya dineport. Nakapusa siya doon sa airport.
Mhm.
So what I did, mayroon po akong kahon, yung mga Filipino contract workers doon, kasi may association kami, and I was elected as the Secretary General.
Mhm.
I asked them, reals, okay, you give 100 reals, you give kahit 20 reals, or naipon ko yun. Tapos
Mhm.
yun ang pinabakan ko doon sa nurse na na-deport sa Pilipinas.
Mhm.
But you see, she was deported in the Philippines. According to her now, she is a chief nurse.
So
So,
currently, chief nurse siya ng isang hospital dito.
she's very thankful to me.
Wow.
She's very thankful to the social worker because she was rescued from that
Mm.
cast of Amontillado, the prison cell underground. You see po, that's my experience wherein I was afraid because
Pero ma'am,
I
during the
witnessed
time kayo pong
the
nasa
guards.
abroad ho kayo, ay hindi ho kayo practicing social worker but practicing
Midwife nurse po ako, head
midwifery.
nurse ako.
Oh, ito
I'm
yung
head
time.
nurse because
Oh,
they need the operating room and delivery room nurse.
mm,
So I excel
mm,
in that area also.
mm,
And by being a social worker, you see, I was trained to have a public relations. O, di ba, maging friendly ka pag social worker ka na.
naman.
Pero
Oo.
that time, hindi pa ako social worker.
Mm.
Ano daw ako, aristokrata. Hindi ako makikipag-usap sa mga tao. But
Oo
this
nga.
time, bakit ganito na daw ako? According to my
Mm.
auntie, sabi
So,
ko, bakit friendly ka na and you are conversant, you are very
ayun.
talkative.
Oo.
Sabi ko, if you're the social worker, we will not talk. No,
Ayun.
nothing will happen to your
Mm.
client.
Kaya,
Right? Oh, how could you defend your client?
oo.
And tapos
So, isa ho na nakakapagpabago sa atin ay yung ating pag-a-adjust pag social worker ka, you should
opo,
be a
personality.
communicator, a persuader, persuasive ka dapat kasi
Opo,
you cannot convince other stakeholders or our client kung hindi tayo convince sa sarili natin on how to persuade, yung effective communicator ka, well, other professions may have also other principles, pero iba sa atin parang napaka-unique ng profession, dahil parang napakahilig natin sa tao. Ang hilig natin magmahal sa tao, sa ating kapwa. Even without kapalit, yung kumbaga, human relations is really the essence of our social work profession. Alright, sige po, magbabalik po ang atin pong The Social Workers Hour. Diyan lamang ho kayo at magbabalik ho tayo.
For case edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4Case Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.
Nagbabalik ho ang ating pong The Social Workers Hour, One Vision, United in Action. Ma'am Lali, tayo po ay nasa huling yugto na ng ating kwentuhan dito sa The Social Workers Hour. Maitanong ko lamang ho, doon po ba sa inyo pong practice ng profession for how many years na po? How many years na po kayong nagpa-practice nito?
Oh, thanks be to God. The past week gave me a certificate of practicing social work more than 25 years.
25 years practicing social work.
25
Okay.
years.
Ma'am, sa 25 years po ninyo na pagpa-practice ho ng ating profession, ano ho ang nakita nyo pa na dapat hong ma-improve sa ating practice ng profession, whether it is for the theory sa academe na ginagawa natin na pagtuturo or maging sa pagpapractice ho ng mga teorya na ginagamit natin?
I think we have to improve the application of these theories into actual practice, because although you are so knowledgeable, if you don't have the ability to apply these theories into actual practice, you are nothing. Okay? So number one is your good attitude. Okay? So attitude is not like a reserved tire. That, okay? If I'm logically speaking, if your car is flat tire, you have to change with your reserve tire. So we must change our attitude. For us, the car will, when you drive the car, it's pretty well. Okay, you know what I mean. I'm logically speaking. Number one is your attitude, wherein I always emphasize this to my students. Yes, po. You remain as humble as you are, because according to the Bible, blessed are those who humble themselves, for they'll be exalted, rather than those who exalt themselves, they will be humbled. So kahit ano nang naabot mo sa pag-aral mo, i-apply mo sa actual practice. Pero yung ugaling, yung mga masama, alisin mo na yan dyan. Kasi di ba yung mga apples, yung mga bulok, alisin mo para hindi mabulok lahat. Now, bilang isang manggagawang panlipunan, we should be the model. Kasi manggagawang panlipunan, we should be the model of the society. The good attitude, the good values. As a complete person, as a biological, psychosocial, and spiritual being. There are lots of persons who are only biopsychosocial, but they are not spiritually discerned. So what I'm sharing you here is spirituality is better than carnality. Yung pong pagpapasensya at uunawa sa kapwa natin, kahit sa kapamilya natin po, para maging masaya tayo. So my tips for how to be happy: to please free your mind from worries, free your heart from hatred, expect less, give more, always pray, eat more nutritious foods with proper exercises to become healthy, and be happy always. This is an anti-aging
anti-aging advocacy. Anti-aging advocacy. Okay, balikan ko lang ho, ma'am. Kung mayroon ho kayong dapat pang i-improve sa ating profession na social work, ano ho ito?
Aside from the attitude,
yes.
Atin pong case management.
Okay.
Sabihin lang po nila, magaling yan sa sa case management, for further case management. Pero po, dapat hindi makita po sa salita, makita po sa gawa. Kasi manggagawang panlipunan, dapat makita po siya sa gawa. Yung client po, let's be honest, kung wala po tayong itutulong sa kanya, sabihin na natin, wag na yung balik ka na lang bukas. Pagbalik na naman, sabi, nagkakagastusan yung client ang pamasahe papunta doon sa opisina ng social worker. Pagdating doon, wala man. That's why I always emphasize this, the care and keeping an appointment. Pag sinabi mo pong alauna talaga nandyan ka. Pag sinabi mong alas 9, oo. My word of honor dapat yung social worker. Hindi pa balik-balikin yung client na naisip na ng client, maliban sa kanyang problema, nagka-problema pa sa social worker, nasaktan mo pa yan siya. So, let's do that well.
Okay,
Diba?
so attitude
And
improvement, social case management practice. Okay.
Opo.
Ano pa ho yung when it comes sa academe ho, ano pa ho ang dapat ma-improve sa katuruan natin sa social work sa academe? Kung saan ho kayo naroroon?
Sa academe po,
Apo,
ma-improve po yung approaches. Kasi po may mga social workers that they are not also master in education. They don't have the principles of teaching, di po nila alam yon. And they don't know about the Fowler method, the Loback method in teaching. Dapat po yung mag-involve sa teaching, a social work educator, dapat po siya master in education. Magkaroon po siya ng units ng education. He must take the board examination to pass the licensure examination for teachers. With these approaches, principles, and strategies in teaching, mas lalo niyang matuturuan yung estudyante. Kasi hindi po pwede yan na tawagin mo muna yung estudyante bago mo ibigay ang question. Dapat ibigay mo muna yung question bago ka tumawag ng estudyante para mag-answer. Kung hindi mo siya marunong ng Fowler method or method in teaching, di ba, very reprimanding on the part of the student. Din sabihan mo pa siya, wrong. Hindi po ganun yung approach.
Yun po bang mga nakapagtapos ho sa inyo ng pag-aaral? Ma'am, doon po sa mga nagtapos sa inyo ng pag-aaral, yung mga napag-graduate nyo ng mga social work students, now practitioners, ano ho yung feedback nila ngayon sa inyo from their practice or from their experiences? Ano ho ang sinasabi nila ho sa ngayon sa inyo kapag bumabalik ho dyan?
Masaya po ako kasi nagawa pa sila ng group chat, in-add pa nila ako. They are now very successful. And I am happy na yung estudyante ko sa Bicol University, nag-asawahan sila. Kasi sabi nila nung election ako, hindi kayo pwedeng mag-asawa ng client, dapat kaparehas social worker. Kaya si Laila Bunaw, saka si Ferdinand, di ba mag-asawa? Masaya-masaya sila.
Laila Bunaw, ay pa ikapilyedo ko pa.
Opo, oo. Student ko po siya sa BUTC. Masaya ako nakikita ko sila. Tapos sila si Lito nasa Scandinavian. Tapos si Richard na medical social worker na rin. Tapos masaya talaga sila. Si Jerry Balanan, connect sa akin. Nakag-advise na rin siya ng master in social work. Si Irene, magtapos na rin ng doctoral. So I'm na nag-connect pa rin sila sa akin. Hindi nila makalimutan yung mga tinuro ko sa kanila. And they are very successful. I am happy as a social work educator, as a social worker, because I can count on my fingers the products, the quality products that we produce in Bicol University, in Jose Maria College. Marami na rin po. And intact po yung aming alumni in Jose Maria College. Mayroon pong 3 na nagtuturo na rin. Alumni sila. Then mayroon na kaming 8 medical social workers because we place them out in the medical setting. Mayroon po kaming community organizer. Nagulat po ako kasi mag-placement ako ng students for internship. Sabi ng president ng agency, hintayin muna natin ma'am kasi kausapin mo yung head ng community organizing unit. So, sige po, nung naghintay na kami, nung lumabas, yun pala, yung graduate namin na nakapasa na rin ng board exam, si Sir Rex, sila pa, Community Development Unit Head na siya. So sabi niya, ma'am, hindi ka na pala mahihirapan kasi niyo siya, alumni, yung aming agency supervisor. So masaya po ako dahil ko sa mga Bisaya, then yung natutunan kong Bisaya, pag nagsabi ko ng palihog, maghangyo po ako sa inyo. Magandang Bisaya pala yan kasi she did never ano yan, yung pinapaunlakan ba nila ako,
Mhm.
hindi sila mag-refuse na
Ayun.
hindi ako paunlakan ng pabor. Kasi
Oo.
palihog, please, maghangyo,
Oo.
ask no favor, ganito
Oo.
yung gawin natin. O sige po, o, ganyan po ang ano, I
Ayan.
learned this
Oo.
din.
Ayun. Okay. Ma'am, ito pa isang tanong, ano, kung mayroon ho kayong hihilingin pa, habang ho kayo ay matagal na rin sa pagpa-practice, ano pa ho ang gusto nyong gawin sa practice ng social work profession?
Ganito po sana, dapat magre-retire na ako sa sa service. But you see, my heart is still on the social work practice because I really enjoy this profession. Na with the combination of my medical profession, mas lalo akong nakakatulong sa mga tao.
Mm.
Then gusto ko pa pong gawin sa amin, Kugus Gugma.
Ano 'yun?
In Bicol, we have the Kugus Pagkamot.
Pagkamuot.
Yung
Love your
foundation po
profession.
yan ni ni Congressman Alpilor.
Mhm.
Ano po kasi sa Bicol before, I was the campaign manager of Congressman Alpilor, the late Congressman Alpilor.
Mm.
Nagtayo po doon ng Kugus Pagkamot in Bicol.
Mm.
This time in Bisaya, Kugus Gugma.
Mhm.
So with this Kugus Gugma, we could refer the client dun sa nare-refer na namin sa Malasakit Center, yung
Mhm.
ano po, Southern Philippines Medical Center, yung mga client na kailangan. Na-refer po sa DSWD, yung estudyante na PWD, walang pang-tuition, walang pambayad. Tapos yung mama niya, mayroon pong cancer, ko sa CBSU ng DSWD, sa Crisis Intervention. Then with my placement po sa mga internship, nakilala ko sila. And may I take this opportunity to say thank you to the DSWD for giving me the scholarship. Na hindi na po ako nagpara-night duty doon sa Our Lady Mediatrix Hospital. Nagtrabaho na po ako sa DSWD. Scholar po ako ng DSWD kaya ako nakatapos ng social work. Dahil ito po yung gusto ko. Yung midwifery po, gusto yun ng mama ko at saka auntie ko na tapusin ko yung midwifery. Para hindi po sila mabigo. I took the scholarship examination. Yung number 8 pala doon, ako pala yun, kaya scholar ako ng midwifery. Natapos ko na rin within para hindi
Congrats.
para masaya sila nung nakagraduate ako kasi mayroon din ako. But ito pong pagiging social worker, I really love this profession. Dahil kahit ako po, nabago ang aking personality, nabago ang aking buhay. Ang pananaw ko sa buhay.
Ayun. Ayun.
I learned I learned how to love and share with people from the grassroots to the elite.
Wow.
Yun po.
Okay. Biruin mo yan, yung pagmamahal sa profession, kahit na ito ay pangalawa sa naunang choice natin, ito ay talagang inakap, niyakap, at kumbaga sa Bicol, love, muuton kaayo ba? Pero Bisaya, muot, pagkamuot. Love, no? So, tayo po ay magbabalik sa atin pong programa. Okay.
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession.
Alright. So, tayo po ay dumako na sa ating pinaka-final. Marami ho tayong natutunan kay Professor Casili ng Jose Maria College dyan sa Davao region. At kahit na sa kanyang pagpapractice, ay marami ho siyang na-share sa atin at kapulutan ng aral ng atin pong mga susunod na social work practitioner. So, Ma'am Lali, ano po ang inyo pong mensahe o panawagan sa atin pong mga fellow social workers at would-be social worker?
Sana po mayroon pang oras kasi tatanungin ko sana po yung issues doon sa Mandanas ruling. Inaabangan po ng mga senior citizens dito na tinabangan ko. Patapos na po yung program natin. gusto ko lang pong magpasalamat sa aming magiting na estudyante from Bicol University. Now he is very successful assistant regional director, si Sir Ricky Bonao. We are so proud of you. And sa lahat po ng mga manggagawang panlipunan, masaya po tayo na maging social worker. Dahil pag nakatulong po tayo sa mga tao, sa clients natin, ang feeling natin parang nasa langit na tayo, di po ba? We have this self-fulfillment in our hearts, in our minds, that we really help the less privileged. And if before we have the SWE, now we have the SWED, the Social Welfare Indicator Development. So hindi man tayo maluloko kung sinong tatabangan natin or tutulungan natin, kasi we have the Social Welfare Indicator and Development. Then sa mga manggagawang panlipunan po, remain as humble as you are. Think of your spirituality rather than carnality, because the key to spiritual revolution is repentance. Repent of your sins, repent of our sins, so that our souls will be saved, that will go to heaven. These earthly things will speed away. Okay, life is short and death is sure. The hour of death remains obscure. A soul you have and only one, if that be lost, all hope is gone. So waste not time, for why time will shall last, for after death it is ever past. All seeing God our judge will be, and heaven or hell our destiny. All earthly things will speed away, eternity alone will stay. So thank you so much for inviting me in the Social Workers Hour. I wish I was able to share to our profession. Mabuhay ang manggagawang panlipunan. Mabuhay po ang pastor. Mabuhay si Ricky Bonao and Ma'am G.
Maraming
Thank
salamat.
you so much po.
Opo, maraming salamat sa iyo pong pagpaanyaya sa ating pong imbitasyon dito sa The Social Workers Hour. You know, marami ho tayong mga napulot na kaalaman sa karanasan ng atin pong panauhin dito sa The Social Workers Hour. Naway ho ito ay maging aral sa iba din po nating mga fellow social workers at magiging social workers sa darating na panahon. Hindi po tayo titigil sa pagko-communicate, pagpo-promote at pag-a-advocate ng ating mahal na profession, dahil ho ito ay nakakatulong sa atin pong lahat at sa mamamayang Pilipino na atin pong pinagsisilbihan. So hanggang sa huli po, ang atin pong Social Workers Hour episodes ay mapapanood sa ating 4K's Edutainment. I-search lang lamang ninyo po ang ating 4K's Edutainment at hanapin nyo po ang lahat ng episodes ng The Social Workers Hour. Tiyak ho, nakakapulutan ho ito ng inyo pong mga karagdagang kaalaman. So search 4K's Edutainment sa ating YouTube. Hanapin po ang The Social Workers Hour. One Vision, United Action. At samahan nyo ho muli kami sa susunod na talakayan nitong The Social Workers Hour. At mag-aanyaya po tayo ng iba pong mga panauhin na magdadagdag ho ng ating kaalaman. Muli ho, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Salamat, tayo'y magkasama muli. Salamat at may gabing nakalaan sa kunting kasiyahan. Salamat at tayo'y nagkasama muli. Salamat at sa pagpawi.
4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world. 4K's Edutainment is a platform to promote social work profession and practice from the Philippines and around the world.